Hey, good morning, everybody. And for those that are outside our presentation area, so we're getting ready to give this crowd some great information on the jobs outlook for the cannabis industry within Washington State. So if you want your intelligence about what's happening in the industry, what's happening with jobs, what job seekers are looking for, what employers are looking for, we're going to give you some of that information right here, right now this morning. So again, I am Joe Arms. I'm the founder of Analytically Correct. Analytically Correct provides data analytics and business intelligence tools and services mainly for small to mid-sized businesses. We're working within the cannabis industry and have partnered with MJBA to create the MJ Research Report, where we do market analysis and forecasting for the industry. So here's some quick industry numbers, a little bit what's happening in the industry. So when we talk about jobs within an industry, the first thing that we really need to know what's happening is what's happening with revenues. What are the companies earning within the industry? Because that's going to drive how many employees they can hire, what types of jobs are they going to be hiring for. So as of about 2 weeks ago, we reached $215 million in total producer, processor, retailer sales within Washington State. So that's total since last July in legalization. I think we're up to almost 230 million as of last Tuesday. May 29th was a record sales day at $1.88 million in sales, one single day. Now, it's not on this slide here. We haven't updated it yet, but last week we had a $1.92 million day. So anytime now, I would predict within the next month we're gonna surpass that $2 million day mark. So that's pretty cool. Our average daily sales are rapidly increasing from month to month. So as of March, we were averaging still under $1 million a day, but for the month of May, $1.31 million per day in sales for the state on average. So it's gonna keep blowing up like this. Easily enough this time next year we're gonna be talking average $2 million days. As far as what's driving revenues in the state, so it's really still being driven by the access to retail stores, and even for producer processors, this is what everybody needs to get their product to the market is enough stores to reach the demand that the market has. So at the beginning of the month, we had 163 approved retail licenses throughout the state, and 146 retail stores that were open and reporting sales to the state. This might be a tough chart to read for some of you out there in the audience, but basically what we're looking at is a map of the state by county, two different maps. So the top map here is looking at producer-processor sales and the amount of sales per county. The gray counties are the ones without any producer-processors, and then the shades of green is the amount of their sales. So, hey, we're here in Spokane. Spokane County is the hub for producer processors in the state. So by far the most amount of producer processor sales. So we have wholesale sales within Spokane County since legalization of over $13 million. On the retail side, we see that flip over to Western Washington, and King County is our highest retail sales with about $40 million in retail sales since last July. So what does all this mean for the industry, for the market, where it's going? Analytically Correct at the beginning of the year did a forecast for where we see total producer processor retailer sales going for the year. At the beginning of the year, we forecasted that to be between $350 and $500 million for total annual sales. We were tracking well within that for the first 3 months, and we've seen in the last 2 months really a large increase that we couldn't statistically forecast in sales. So it's actually great for the industry. We'll be revising this forecast at the beginning of July. But you'll see this green line that's tracking to our forecast. It's tracking at the very high end, and we expect that to actually surpass that this month. So we're going to revise that forecast. I think easily we're going to be over $500 million in total sales for the year. So great news for the industry, great news for what that means for job creation. So what does that mean for jobs? We don't have a lot of data right now on how many jobs have actually been created. So we have a lot of data from the LCB. However, when LCB has given us data from public information requests, they have stripped out a lot of the task and job-oriented data from that, just in order to protect the workers. However, from a market perspective for job seekers and employers, that makes it a little bit more difficult for us to really understand where this market's going. But we have some ways that we can deal with that. And so utilizing our revenue forecasts and comparing that to other industries. So other industries, we have a lot of data on what their revenues are as far as gross domestic product within the state and how many jobs that they have. So we can compare our revenue forecast for the cannabis industry to other industries and get a good solid estimate of what that means for the number of jobs. So kind of going through that methodology, what we have found is at the beginning of this year, 2015, under recreational I-502, it looks like we created just under 1,000 jobs direct to the industry. So when I say direct, that's talking about the producer, processors, and retailers, not looking at the ancillary services. Beginning of the year, we're looking at just under 1,000 jobs. The end of this year, we expect that number to be between the 3,000 and 4,000 jobs range. So a lot of great job creation that's happening. And then when we look out towards 2016, so our forecasts right now have just been based on the I-502 system that was passed back a couple years ago. It does not include any of the new changes that we see coming out with bringing in medical into the market. So these numbers, where we look at between 5,000 and 6,000 jobs that we see producer, processors, retailers by the end of 2016, does not include what would be incorporated into the system under medical. All right, missing something there. So, in addition, Analytically Correct and MJBA have been conducting a cannabis job survey. So we launched this survey about 2 days ago. Wanted to share with you a little bit of the preliminary results as of 8 o'clock this morning of what we're seeing from the survey. So when we look at who's been taking the survey, is split pretty evenly around the board. We see about 40% of those being job seekers. We have just under 30% that are the hiring managers at companies that are hiring, and then employees within companies at just about 12%. And then we have other people that are just interested in the industry also that have been taking the survey. So who's taking the survey? Where are they located? So we're getting survey results within cities across the country. As well as this morning we had one survey taker from Portugal. So we're even getting some international responses now from this survey. So who are the employers? What are they looking for? So the employers that have told us that they're looking for jobs, most of them are in the service provider sector right now in the industry, just over 60% of those, so not direct into the industry, but the ancillary services like your insurance companies, consultants, other providers. Another just over 30% of those are the producer processors, and then just under 8% are the retail stores. So some information about what challenges employers are having when they're hiring. So this is something that's coming up quite a bit in the industry right now, that employers are having difficulty finding people that meet the qualifications that they're looking for. So the big slice of this pie at 71% is lack of qualified candidates. So if you have experience in growing or bud tending, it really gives you a great leg up as a job seeker. The other thing that we're hearing from employers is they're finding that when they do hire, they're not the applicants maybe aren't necessarily honest when they applied and interviewed for the job and don't actually have the skills that they said that they were hired for. So key point is be honest on your application, and that quite often if you meet the company culture of the company, people are willing to take a chance. It's a young industry. People are going to take a chance with you if they feel that you fit well and you have some basic skills that they can really train you up with. The second thing that was chose for reasons of challenges hiring was that they don't fit the company culture. So just under 30% was an issue with the company culture fit. So job seekers. So what are the job seekers looking for? As expected, most people are looking for full-time employment, but this was a question where the survey respondents could choose multiple categories. So if they were open to full-time or part-time or other, they could select both. So, but 77% of job seekers are interested in full-time employment. 46% would be interested in part-time. So there's an overlap of those that would be willing to do both. And then we have about just under 40% of the respondents are looking for internships or just a way to start to get some experience, get their feet wet in the industry. So what else are job seekers looking for? Well, what types of employers are they looking for? So the biggest thing that stands out is a lot of people are interested in the processing side of the business. So every respondent so far has been interested in that. Over 90% are interested in the producer side. Not as many right now seeking retail employment, just over 60% seeking retail employment. And then again, pretty high on the service provider spectrum. So just over 92% would be interested in working for a service provider. So wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of data right now in the industry. So we have a really young, new industry. Like I said earlier, with the data that we're getting from the LCB, we don't get a lot of information about jobs, what jobs are being created, how many employees they have, what tasks they're performing. So this is where we need help from everyone here, help from the industry. So right now we're kind of walking this tightrope blindly, trying not to fall off, trying to understand and guide where we're going. What Analytically Correct and MJBA are doing with MJ Research is trying to collect this data so we can get better intelligence on the industry and report that back out to the industry to give you what you need as job seekers to know when you're interviewing and looking for jobs, as well as what the employers need to know when they're hiring employees. So what I ask of everyone here, so here's an interactive portion, and for those that are outside listening, you can also interact, but if you have a smartphone, you can take it out right now. I'll do it here on mine, and find that scanner app on your phone, or you can go to your web browser as well, but with the scanner app you can scan this barcode that's up on the screen. It'll scan and take you to the online survey for the cannabis job survey that we're conducting right now. Now, if you take this survey, what we're going to do, you saw some high-level information, early results that we were presenting, where there's a lot more detail that we can provide for you. The survey, on average, so far has taken respondents 3.5 minutes to take. So we're not asking for a lot of your time, but what we're going to do is we'll give you a report back of, you have an option of whether or not you want to provide your email for the report. You don't have to provide it, but if you do, we'll provide you a summary report back with visuals of what the responses were. So if you're a job seeker and you want to know what employers are looking for, you're going to have some great data around who are the employers, what types of businesses they are, what types of jobs that they're looking for, and what are the salaries of these jobs that they're going to be hiring for, so you can be better prepared in your job seeking, and vice versa. If you're an employer looking to hire, you're going to have information on who are those job seekers, what are their education level, what is their experience level, and be able to better do your job search with that information. All right, so again, I'm Joe Arms with Analytically Correct, and thank you for being here and listening about the MJ Jobs Report.